What's up, guys? Master Jody here, back with another Clash Royale video. Today we're going to be playing Splash Yard with Freeze, Bowler, Valkyrie. We got the double whiz combination with the E-Wiz and the Ice Wiz and the Inferno Drag. This deck is just an awesome deck, guys. This is probably my best deck. I would say it's probably my main deck right now. And this is what I've pushed to top 10,000 in the world a couple seasons with. And yeah, guys, just a really solid deck, especially on the defensive end. With this deck, you're gonna want to focus in the single elixir to just kind of play passively and defend, unless just a great opportunity presents itself for a graveyard. And then when that double elixir time hits, that's when you really start pumping out those graveyard freezes. And yeah, that's when you just really take control of the matches and is in that double elixir time. Just because this deck is more heavy than your average deck. It's about 4 elixir for the average elixir cost. So yeah, you're going to want to play passive most of the time in single elixir and then turn it up a notch when it hits double. So yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and get into some gameplay here. It's pretty good gameplay. We're playing some pretty solid players. We are about 100 trophies away from top 10,000 right now. So yeah, going up against some good guys. So let's go ahead and get up into this first matchup. So getting into this first matchup, it looks like we're going to be playing a Lava Hound deck. This is kind of an off-meta Lava Hound deck that this guy's playing, but still pretty aggravating just being Lava Hound and all. Lava Hound is pretty much always aggravating to face. I don't know about you guys. Lava Hound's one of the best legendaries in the game, just a great win percentage right now. And yeah, but let's see how this deck deals with it. In this deck, you have great air defense. You have the Ice Wiz, E-Wiz, and the Inferno Drag to deal with any kind of big air pushes. And, of course, you have the Tornado to combo with the Bowler. But for air troops, it's going to be the Ice Wiz, E-Wiz combinations with that Tornado that is really going to be effective. We get a little bit greedy here. And just like I was saying, most of the time you don't want to overextend with a Graveyard Freeze and single elixir. And we're going to kind of bite the bullet here. And with this overextension, we're going to respond with a bowler to this. But now we don't have the best answer for that balloon, because when it gets raged up, it will get a couple of hits even when we drop the Inferno Drag. So that graveyard that we placed there with the freeze wasn't the best move. If we wouldn't have placed the freeze, it would have been fine. But yeah, we're kind of in trouble here. We throw out the BM Laugh just because we're down a lot, and it is against Lava Hound, so we're kind of in a sticky situation here. But let's see if we can't climb our way out of it. He's going to go with the Lumberjack there, and we're going to save our tower with the Valkyrie. Okay, so right here, guys, he overextends a lot. We have a 5 elixir advantage, and we know that that was a big overextension with that Fireball. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Graveyard. We have nothing to lose here because our tower is already about dead, so we just go in with the freeze. And it pays off for us. Those arrows don't kill our Valkyrie, and we knew that that was his only answer. So, yeah, we got the tower back, and we are in the lead now. So we're just going to reset here with a bowler in the back and see what he does. So he goes with a Lava Hound in the back of the map there. Totally fine with that. And it looks like he's going to try and build up a big push to try and wipe us out here. So let's see how we respond. So we're going to go with the Ice Wiz and the Inferno Drag for the air defense. We split the E-Wiz up there so it wouldn't get hit by that Fireball. And yeah, guys, this is what I'm talking about. We're just going to tornado everything together. And in this situation, guys, I actually had an opportunity. I could have frozen all that and had a nice defense. But I knew since he just kind of overcommitted with those arrows, he wasn't going to have a valid way of defending that Graveyard Freeze there in the pocket with the bowler, and now he just doesn't have enough time to come back. So that is going to be GG's for this one, guys, and let's go ahead and start getting ready for the next one. Alright, so getting into this next matchup, it looks like we're going to be facing Golem. So with Golem matchups, you need to pay attention to their big spells. So Lightning, which is common in a lot of Golem decks, is really good against our deck, which is kind of unfortunate, but there is a way around it. So if you're going up against someone playing Lightning and they know how to use it well, So lightning is a very good answer to Inferno Dragon, and it is also a very good answer to our wizards and to the bowler as well. It just does really good against this deck, gets a lot of value, especially when we start trying to stack up defensive troops. So you need to recognize if your opponent has lightning early on. This guy showed his hand early, so we knew from the get-go that he was a lightning player. So the way to work around that is you're going to need to split push when facing Golem, especially if they have a big spell like lightning. Because if you just try and build up big defenses and defend their huge Golem pushes coming at you, in double elixir time, they're going to get massive lightning value and you're not going to be able to stop their pushes, guys. So you either need to split push or just really effectively split up your troops to where they don't get hit with the lightning and those big pushes. But I'd say the much safer thing is just to learn how to split push when playing Golem, and that will make them respond to your graveyards in the opposite lane to where they don't have enough elixir to respond to your defense in the lane they're pushing with their Golem, and you'll see that later on in this matchup. So yeah, guys, I think we overextended there a little bit with that early graveyard, and he got a big damage lead on us. But let's see what happens in the latter half of this match. So we're nearing double elixir time, and right here, guys, I know he's about to go in that Golem push. I started Bowler in the back for the defense, and I'm going to let him drop one more troop. Yeah, he drops that Night Witch. I knew he was about to drop that Night Witch, and so we just go in with that aggressive graveyard in the right. He's got to respond to it. He drops the Baby Drag, and we go ahead and drop the Freeze. And that's going to be a ton of damage, guys, if he doesn't respond with that Tornado there. It was going to be about 500 or 600 more damage, so he had to respond to it. And look at that, guys. He gets that Lightning down, but it's already too late. We've already taken out that entire Golem, and this is what I was talking about, guys. We split lane push with that graveyard, and he didn't have enough elixir for the lightning because he had to respond to our graveyard. And right now we're just going to do the same thing except with the bowler. Go right lane graveyard, and get ready for that freeze. If you'll pay attention to my freeze there, I waited for that baby drag to come down, and then I'm going to freeze. You don't want to freeze too early, and then they drop that troop, and it's able to respond to your skeletons. And just like the last time, guys, he has no lightning to use for our Inferno Drag there, and we were just able to roast that Golem there pretty effectively. We are going to have to E-Wiz on this Mega Minion because we can't afford a hit right now because it's a very tight game. And yeah, I think he's about to Golem again, and that's just when we go in for one more Graveyard Freeze there. He just goes in with the skill play, Golem at the bridge. And we're going to wait for that Baby Drag and freeze, and he has no elixir for the Tornado, so that's a GG's there. And yeah, we're going to throw out a little BM to that dirty Golem player and get ready for the next one. So getting into this next matchup, I'm going to fast forward past the first 2 minutes. So with this deck, guys, in single elixir, you're not really going to make the first move. You can if you're just feeling kind of antsy, but I never really make the first move with this deck. I just wait for them to make the first move, or just if we're both just wanting to wait till double elixir time, that's totally fine with me. You need to realize if you start playing this deck, it's way better in double elixir time just because it's so heavy. It is a 4 or almost 4 average elixir cost deck. And yeah, it just gets super good because it gets super good in double elixir time because you always have defensive answers up, and you always have that Tornado freeze up, one or the other, and yeah, it's just really effective in double elixir. For substitutes, guys, in this deck, you're going to be able to substitute a Baby Dragon for either the E-Wiz or the Ice Wiz, whichever one you don't have leveled up or whichever one you don't want to use. For Valkyrie, you can substitute something like a Royal Ghost or another kind of splash damage troop. For Bowler, that's kind of a tricky one, guys, because it is a very big piece to this deck. But I guess you could use something like Executioner or something like that. You're going to want that Inferno Drag in here as well. just because it's your tank killer in the deck. It is kind of a heavy legendary deck. I'm sorry about that, guys, if you don't have a lot of legendaries unlocked. But yeah, that's just the nature of the deck. And but luckily they do have magic items in the game, so that'll help you get some of those legendaries much more effectively. And yeah, but if you don't have a lot of the legendaries in the game unlocked, you might want to look into another kind of graveyard deck. But if you do have all these cards, this is a really fun, really solid graveyard deck. And yeah, guys, in this matchup, so we're playing another graveyard player, and graveyard versus graveyard with this deck can be a little aggravating, guys, because we don't have poison, and a lot of other graveyard decks do have poison. So you're going to have to figure out a way to effectively break through their poison. And the way I do that, and a lot of times, guys, as you're seeing right here in this video, is by split lane pushing. So a lot of the troops in your deck, like Valkyrie, Bowler, Inferno Drag, are really good in like bridge fights. And they're going to be actually better than most of the cards. Like Inferno Drag can deal with Ice Wizard and Baby Drag at the bridge like really effectively. Inferno Drag is a great card against a lot of graveyard decks. And also the Bowler Tornado combination is going to be also really good against graveyard decks. And if you have to, guys, you're going to have to stack up so many troops that he's just going to have to throw out that poison. So you're almost kind of playing it like a poison bait kind of deck, to where you're just baiting out their poison, like you see here. He a couple of times he had to use that poison, and then we were able to get a good graveyard freeze on him and just take that dub. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it on the content for this video. But yeah, I would definitely try this deck out. It's a really fun deck. It doesn't have a lot of bad matchups. I would say some of the worst matchups from like the well-known meta decks are going to be P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam with the poison variation. Just because P.E.K.K.A. is a great answer to a lot of the cards in this deck. And our good P.E.K.K.A. counters like Inferno Dragon are going to be able to be reset by the E-Wiz in that deck and the Zap. So yeah, that's a pretty good counter to this deck. And another good counter to this deck is going to be 2.9 Expo. Unfortunately, I hate Expo, but yeah, Expo does do good against this deck, especially the 2.9 variation. Just because it can outcycle your tanks so quickly and get back to Expos before you can respond, and you don't have a big spell to deal with the Expo, because freeze is not a good counter to Expo in most situations. But yeah, other than that, guys, it does great against a lot of beatdown decks. It does great against air decks. It does great against Hog Rider decks just because of the Tornado and the Bowler in there. Ram Rider it does great against. So yeah, it has a lot of good matchups, guys, and just a really fun deck. I've had a lot of success with it over the years. And yeah, it's been in the deck for quite a while now. And yeah, just a really solid deck, and you should try it out. If you enjoyed the content for this video, guys, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get it up and rolling, getting some more ideas out there. Hopefully, I'm going to have some live gameplay for you guys soon. But yeah, if you didn't enjoy any of the things you saw in this video, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll try and get better for the next one. Yeah, guys, but until the next video, see you soon.